So I try and make
Hilarious.
allowances for some of these young people, right up until
Of course.
they start threatening, doxing, losing people jobs. I mean, I
Yes.
saw that on your post. They were going after people you give talks, because you give talks and lectures
Yep.
and you travel
Yep, I
around.
do.
That's what you do.
Yes.
And they're trying to get you shut down for that. And
Oh, they totally tried. They tried it out of a trans conference. Don't fuck with me, people. I'm telling you, I will not stand for. I'm not scared of anybody. I called that place and I said, you better have a conversation with me or you're gonna fucking regret it. And that fucking conference won't last next year because I'll make sure I take all you out. You're a hypocrite, fucked up people. And they called me. They were like, please don't. And I was like, no, you need to have a conversation. And I want this actually put out there in the public that you had the conversation with me and that it was wrong for you to take me out of that conference. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it because I said, I'm the first person. You think there's going to be somebody next after me? Yeah, there is. And you're going to start picking and choosing who gets to speak at trans conferences. I put 25 plus years into this goddamn community. There is no way you're going to just take me out because some trans woman doesn't like the way I speak. Are you kidding me? And he was like, no, Buck, you are totally right. It was wrong of them to take you out. It was wrong of them to do that. And you're right. It will actually start the ball of this happening. And I'm like, why is our community so weird about shutting down other voices?
oh,
The voices that don't align.
cancel culture. It's I'm I hate the phrase. You know, classic liberal. I'm a liberal.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too.
Free speech, freedom. I'm an
Yeah.
atheist, but I believe in freedom of religion. I don't care what your genitals are. I don't care how you live, what you call yourself. Be happy. Be happy. Don't fuck with me. That's it.
That's right.
You know, but the left has gone so far away from liberalism. And I think that's part of the problem we're seeing, because the far left is very authoritarian. Now, we already know that the actual far right, not what these guys call far right, because anyone to the right of Chairman Mao is far right to these motherfuckers. You know, but the actual far right, we know the problems with those guys. But they're a lot simpler to fucking deal with, you know?
I know, it's true.
It rarely swings that far away. I mean, look where we're at in history now, that we're trying to cancel historical figures who don't meet modern standards. I mean, I was, chatting to a couple of, like, we need to tear down our statues of Winston Churchill because he did concentration camps in the Boer War, and he wasn't a nice man. And I'm like, guys...
Yeah, but, wow, that's called history.
And if you don't like him, wait till I tell you about the other guy. You know? Jesus, stop, you know?
Which guy? I know.
Hitler.
And the thing... Oh my God. It's so insane that they want to literally take out history as if it doesn't even exist. You know what? Whether or not that guy was a bad, mean person and did all kinds of crazy shit like we have here, tons of monuments with fucking racist, crazy people. Who cares? All we need to do is start changing and teaching about these narratives.
Yeah, and also...
we don't need to rip sculptures down. We need to talk about why that sculpture was put there. Maybe put the history on it. Like, this guy did. I think it's so important that we actually talk about it.
Though. What I think's important is that people learn that this man did this, it was wrong as bad, but we needed him. Because people aren't good or bad. Human beings aren't binary. Sex is binary, but human beings, I had to get that in at least once. Human beings aren't binary, and we used to fight against being pigeonholed.
Yeah.
But now people can't crawl into those fucking boxes fast enough. They want to be perceived as one thing. And I can't think of anyone I know personally who can be pinned down as right, left. There's a million things in life, and it's all a spectrum. Using all their favourite words now, aren't they?
You sure are, my friend.
But human perception is, but it's not good enough now. You have to be in a neat little box, and that's the problem with you for them, because you don't fit the box they want you to be in. So the nearest box they can put you in is the same shitty box they keep putting me in. It's a tough shit on that one. And that's how it is now. Everyone has to be categorized. There's no nuance. There's no allowance for being a human being. So if someone did something bad, they are bad. But bad is only judged by them.
By them, right.
So if they take away your entire living. Your child. You deserve it. It's okay. You take away their living. Evil. But what they don't realize is it will come round and bite them in the ass. They love all these hate crime laws. Look at Sarah Fillmore from Fair Cop. We had her on here just a few weeks ago. She's got a case going through about the non-crime hate incidents that are recorded permanently on your records. So if you were in the UK and I said, Buck, you're a woman, you might tell me to go fuck myself and that'd be finished. But you could also report me to the police. And the police would say, well, we're not satisfied that's a crime. Or I could say, I don't believe in gender. I don't believe in sex. Something even less. Yeah, it's not a crime, but we will record it for 6 years on your record. And potential employers, you know. Yeah, these are non-crime.
But what's the record? So the record, where's the record? Is it like
the police hold it? Yeah, and you know, like if you're going for a job where they have to do a deep check,
right? It'll be on your record there.
It will come up that I have committed hate incidents.
Oh my God! Actually, that is so incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. Now,
wow.
This is the only possible end result of all the hate crime legislation because, you know, it started with hate crimes that I never understood. If I kill you, whether I killed you because you're trans or because I didn't like your hat should be irrelevant. I have killed you. There should not be an extra tariff for one than the other. They say this teaches people not to kill, to which I've said, how many murders do you think are actually planned?
That's right.
Most violent death is spur of the moment shit, you know?
That's right.
But this is where hate crime goes. Now we've got it to the point where everything's a crime. If I misgender someone, it can be recorded as a hate incident. If I disagree with them, for fuck's sake, you know, it's a hate incident. So she's fighting that now. They're trying to take the College of Policing to court to get this ridiculous thing overturned. But this is the shit we're fighting. There's layers and layers. These it's not the TRAs, but where it comes from critical theory, you know, critical race theory, critical social justice theory. This all flows like queer theory as well. It all flows from that. We're in a position where we're being controlled by authoritarians. They might use gender, they might use race, whatever it is. But it's to further a control. We're living in a time where on a social media platform that we use, pedophiles are welcome.
I know. They're changing the name to what? Don't they call themselves MAPS now or something?
MAPS. I have been told off many times for talking with them. Well, I say talking with them. You know, I even know that I've interacted briefly with the doctor who was responsible for them being allowed on the platform. I think next year we might interact a little more deeply. I'm just waiting for that because I've got to weigh up the legal implications of what I want to say about a certain group in the States. But once I've got that nailed down, I'm having that. We're living in this strange time where we're supposed to be permissive of everything. But only if these guys approve of it.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't want to live like that. I want to live within the normal law, you know. And if I upset you, tough shit. Walk it.
Dude, go walk away. Yeah. We're teaching the most insane. First off, I don't know what's happening. This idea that you can police my language. You can never police my language. Go fuck yourself. I'll say whatever I want. I live in a free country. You can make laws all you want. But let me tell you something. Those laws, what you just told me right there, are actually what's going to come back to bite us in the ass. That kind of stuff is so insanely fascist, Marxist, like just literally putting over like this idea that we can control what you just said, the way we speak. And so what's happening is those activists.
About this, because I saw a post from Zuby saying, why don't more white guys identify as black lesbians?
I love that guy. He's hilarious.
Oh, Zuby's brilliant. And but I looked at that and I thought, do you know what? Why can't I put in my bio on Twitter race and gender fluid, so I can be whatever I want in any conversation and report people accordingly? So, for example, next time someone calls me cis, I can decide that at that moment in time,
That's right.
I'm a black lesbian.
That's right.
And
No,
I
you
can-
could totally do that.
So I think it's time that more of us decided that we are very delicate, fragile little flowers, and we need protecting by the Twitter.
That's right.
So I think I've got a bit too much to do before
Do it.
Christmas, but I'm thinking next year we might have a little bit of fun with that.
I thought about doing that. I thought about changing my pronouns and really fucking people up and putting she, she and lady. I'm
Oh,
going
just-
back to living as a lady.
Just he, she.
He, she. Actually, I thought that too.
That'd
I will
fuck
just
'em.
fucking.
It's what they need, dude. It's what they need, you know.
I know. I'm totally on board. You know, they're just gonna tear me apart with this, and they're gonna say that I'm anti-trans, I'm transphobic. No, I'm not. And anybody out there who calls me transphobic, that's transphobic in itself. Number one. Number two, I am a transsexual man who has my own thought, my own way of being. I am not anti-trans. I am actually pro-trans in the sense that I want you to have the same life I have, but I will not connect with people who are mean, disrespectful, angry, want to push against the rest of the world, and don't take the time to educate. That's not part of my platform or where I come from. And I have a beautiful life because you care about me. I know that about you. You care about me. You don't want me to die and be fucked up, slung out over there on the street. You actually do. I know that. You wouldn't have reached out to have a conversation.
No.
So that's the reason I want people to see me and you connected. You are not transphobic, that you get called a lot. You are not any of those things. You're a guy who has a sense of being, who wants to have a logical conversation so that we can all move forward. And that's what people are missing, shutting down the conversation. Now, your feelings might get hurt, people, but that's part of real life. Your feelings get hurt in
They
real
will
life.
get better. They will get better. I promise. I promise. Have a little cry and just get it
God,
out
it's
your
so
system.